It has been acknowledged by Julian Lennon that he is not a member of the inner circle of the Beatles. The older son of John Lennon stated in a recent interview that he is frequently one of the last people to learn about any news regarding the band that his late father worked with in the past. It is news to me half of the time when I am asked about the current increase of interest in the Beatles following the release of the films Beatles 64 and Get Back by Martin Scorsese for the Beatles. In my entire life, I have never been a part of the inner circle. When my father departed, I was between the ages of 3, and when it was just my mother and I, we had nothing to do with the Beatles or with Dad. You have to understand that. We did pay him a visit on a few occasions, but we were largely on the outside looking in. I am grateful that John Lennon and I get along like a house on fire. We are the greatest of friends, and he tells me everything he can, but things seem to be quite secretive when it comes to the Beatles. In my capacity as a fan, Julian Lennon is just as curious as everybody else, to the point where I find myself wondering, how is it even possible that there is another Beatles film? This is not the first time that John Lennon has stated that he has been driven to the breaking point by the song Hey Jude. John Lennon's breakup with Cynthia, Julian's mother, was the subject of the legendary non-album single that Paul McCartney penned in 1968. John began a relationship with Yoko Ono, whom he eventually married in 1969 after the couple had first separated. It was written by Paul to comfort both my mother and myself, he said. There is no doubt that it is a great gesture, and while I am quite grateful for it, I must admit that it has also drove me completely insane, Julian revealed. In a different context, he has earlier expressed his opinion regarding his relationship with his brother Sean, stating that the rumors that they are engaged in a dispute are such bull. Working on Sam Mendes' planned 4 Beatles biopics is still going on in the meantime. The recent appearance of Ridley Scott seems to indicate that Paul Mescal will be playing the role of Paul McCartney, while Harris Dickinson is anticipated to play John Lennon, and Barry Keoghan will play Barry Keoghan. In the role of George Harrison, Ringo Starr, and Charlie Rowe are all set to play.